Today marks 1336 days sharing lessons I learn and continue to learn with you. And I hope that these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I was reflecting about growth, about pursuing something big, going after a massive vision. But I was thinking about through a little bit of regret lenses. I'm a person who really puts so much effort in doing something, pursuing something, working on the business ideas, working on some ideas, really building something, developing myself, growing myself, and I think that sometimes we need to do that. I truly believe that we have seasons in life that we need to be imbalanced to really be obsessed about making things happen. But I think that obsession needs to be in the right spot as well, in the right way. Because there is some truth with that. And today I'll share four very powerful statements we need to really review when we're pursuing something massive and we're really working with obsession. We need to make sure that we do not lose something that is most important in us, for us, with us. At the same time, when you're working for, because sometimes we can pursue great things for somebody or make that person feel abandoned by it. So I think that and this topic I still need to learn, develop. I think that I'm still do not have full grasp of this topic, but I think that I need to really reflect on it, understand it, a little work on it, just to make sure that I'm getting better by myself. Because I'm very obsessive. I love to pursue big things. And being able to really have a little bit of small balance in life, I think that is very important. And I think that this is partly is that I really have some regrets in life. Because my brother passed away a year ago. And my brother was one of the biggest inspirations for me. And I did so many big things that I could really spend more time with my brother and really invite him in the mind kind of lifestyle, really pursuing the businesses, pursuing ideas. So that's what I wanted. That's what I dreamed. That's what my dream was. Going and traveling with my brother and experiencing things. But while I was pursuing, I didn't spend enough time with my brother. So I will not be able to do that time anymore. So I think that understanding that sometimes we're able to reflect who are those people that you love the most? Do you spend enough time with them if you're doing something for them? That's again the great question. Do you spend enough time with them if you're doing something for them? Very powerful question. So today I'll share four big statements, massive statements, and I will try to reflect on them and really give some understanding for myself and maybe some understanding for you. And maybe that those statements will create some ideas and maybe you will be able to share those ideas in even comments because I would love to read it because this is a topic that I want to understand better. This is something that I need to work on 100%. This is one of the hardest topics for me right now because I'm still going through the reflection season, understanding season, and I want to really start speaking about it because this is a very important topic for me specifically. So number one, true growth is learning to honor your mission without making those you love abandoned by it. And that is exactly what I meant, abandoned by it. So true growth is learning to honor your mission without making those you love feel abandoned by it. So it means we need you to understand that. We need to understand that if we really growing, but that costs that that's the cost of that growth is making you feel that other people just don't are not included in your life. I think that is this is again not the best way to really grow because I think that when we really growing, we need to really find a way how that's really we really need to make sure that we're growing but able to nurture relations at the same time. And again, this is will not happen overnight, but being able to really grow, improve, develop, build, create, but at the same time nurture relations. And how to do that? That means, of course, that connection needs to be developed all the time. So that it means that not you don't need to spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of time with people, but being able to be quality time with people when the what means the most for them. Because some people need love. I love that book. Five Love Language. Some people love gifts. Some people love acts of service. Some people love just quality time. Some people love touch and understanding where they are coming from. Now, other people love affirmations and being able to really give their what they need to feel more loved. I think that sometimes it's very easy to give what we want, but sometimes people don't need it. I think that's when you understand that there is sometimes when we pursue some massive vision for ourselves, it could be that it isolate ourselves. And sometimes when we start to see that if we isolated ourselves from even from the people that we love, maybe we need to rebalance. Because at the same time, I think that we need to really pursue vision that inspires and includes others. And that, of course, is a path to legacy. Second statement that I want to review is the biggest lesson is learning to integrate purpose and presence, not toggle between them. The biggest lesson is learn to integrate purpose and presence, not toggle between them. Such a powerful statement. So it means that we potentially have that mindset that I'm working now, I'm alone. And then when you finish, then you say that, okay, I'm with you, and I forget my vision. I forget my mission because I'm with you. And being able to really do both at the same time, maybe say I do 5-10 minutes before my mission, and then right away after the mission, giving this time to nurture relationships as well. How are you able to integrate them? And I may be able to share more what you're doing with your family. Just being able to say how we could really include other people with the things that I'm working on. Maybe not every single person, because some people might not understand what you're working on and be able to really show what we did for some people. But people who are supportive, who really want to help you out, and they are understanding that your vision is different, of course we want to include them and share more what we're working on, that they can understand that the things that you're doing is not just for yourself, but for the greater good of the family in general. Because they will not feel abandoned when you know exactly where you are, where your head is, what is the vision, how they are included in that vision. Because sometimes they say like we're pursuing big things and it will be great for us. How? They don't have that vision. They don't have that visualization. It might be that you will make money and it will disappear. I think that is very, very important to include. And I think that being able to really carry that presence and purpose at the same breath, at the same time, is very, very important. And really, we always need to ask, because it will not happen overnight, but in being able always how to really include the presence and the purpose at the same time, people and the goals at the same time. Because I truly believe that relationships is the success in life in general. Number three statement is growth done right doesn't separate from others. It deepens your connection while sharpening your edge. Growth done right doesn't separate you from others. It deepens your connection while sharpening your edge. The beautiful, beautiful statement. Because I think that we need to understand that if you separate, you isolate yourself, at that moment, it might be that your whole heart will be hardened. But if you, I think that this again is, and for me as well, because I truly believe that sometimes we spend too much time on work. The number one key aspect of success is productivity. Productivity. So we need able to ask like how I could increase my productivity, how I could elevate my energy, how I could elevate my emotional state, how I could elevate my vibrations and frequency. And the most productive way to really elevate your energy, elevate your focus, sometimes is to really have that present time with your family, exercise, spend some time in nature. It might be that when we isolate, we take away that part of ourselves that really crave of that energy. Because I think that when we're able to really spend time with the most important people in our lives, we're able to get the energy necessary to pursue the big things in our lives. So then when you think about growth, we really think about how we are able to deepen connection, get the energy from that connection, and really grow and improve. Because I said that growth that separates is not the growth that sometimes we want. Not sometimes we want that, but that's not what we need. We need something that really elevates our productivity, elevates our growth, deepens our connections. So being able, again, when we think about growth, how I could include other people into my day that I could grow in the highest possible way. And last one, I want to mention the statement that I really liked was pursuits without presence can leave us wealthy in achievements and bankrupt in connection. Very, very powerful statement. So that means that I think that you heard so many times with people who have an enormous amount of wealth, but they are with that wealth by themselves at home. And I think that's again, I think that we need to understand that the question that is beautiful at that moment is if I keep doing the same thing what I'm doing right now for the next 10 years, how will be my life in 10 years? Because I think that a lot of times when we look into one dimensionally in our life and I think about just finances alone, we can really create the vision that we create for ourselves, that massive like money pile, But how about health? How about relationships? How about spirituality? That means it might be that we neglect all those, we never thought about it. So that means when we're really pursuing the finances, we say, like, if I keep doing this thing, how my finance will be okay? My finance looks amazing. But if I keep doing the same thing for 10 years, how my spirituality, my health, my emotions, my wisdom, how all other things will look like at that moment. That means when you're able to look at, okay, what kind of activities do I need to do to develop relationships, nurture relationships? What kind of activities do I need to do to develop a health? And really say how it can combine in the highest possible position. And maybe even say, like, this is only for the season, for a couple of years, and being able to include other people just to understand. Because if you have, like, for 2 years doing something in one direction, people want to be able to understand is that will be for 2 years, it will be for 10 years, it will be for 20 years. Maybe they'll never see you again. So being able to be very, very clear with the people around you, what kind of season are you in and how long it will take, and at what point and what kind of action you will take, I think will allow other people to understand where you stand. Because I think that just clarity where you stand with your vision, with every aspect of your life, I think that sometimes separates people. And I think that that's why so many people who has massive achievements with wealth, they are bankrupt in relations because they never kept relations because they're focused on other things. Now, it's important. I said that it's very important to be obsessed. But the thing is, with the obsession, we need to really be able to communicate that obsession and communicate then the steps that we're taking and include other people into that obsession, that they can understand how much you are obsessed about something, and still be able to find some time, very little time, but being some. I think that sometimes even the smallest kind acts, a small message, a small kind word, a gesture, I think that sometimes is much more important than really big, massive things. So this is a topic, how the topic that we always need to reflect. And this is a topic that I need to work on very, very hard to understand that, because I need to work on that. I said that I have some regrets with that, and I really need to really develop understanding how to really to live it in life, because there's a lot of people that I love, that I want to really spend more time with, and I want to pursue big things for them, but I want to make sure that they are included in my purpose. And I think that the most important part we need to understand, be able to become the person who really goes after big things, but able to really nurture relationships at the same time, deepens that connection at the same time. And I think that be able to really ask, how could I rise in my purpose and deepen my love, deepen my connection at the same time? So I hope you should reflect as well. How do you manage, how you balance imbalances in your life? And if you have some ideas, as I said, write a comment. More than happy to read it, and because this is a topic that I want to get better at. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.